Hi friends, welcome to a lecture series on public policies and welfare schemes. Today, let us discuss about welfare schemes for scheduled castes. You know very well that during the post-independent period, for the social and economic upliftment of the disadvantaged sections of the society, Government of India has initiated several welfare schemes, especially for the benefit of scheduled castes, scheduled tribes, backward castes, minorities, women, children, aged persons, and also persons with disability. So, the welfare schemes initiated by the Government of India for the benefit of all these sections is very important for almost all competitive examinations. Many times, questions were asked with regard to these welfare schemes of the Government of India. So, keeping this in view, I would like to discuss about the welfare schemes meant for scheduled castes, scheduled tribes, backward castes, women, minorities, aged, and persons with disability. So, there will be uh, a series of lectures on the welfare schemes related to all these sections of Indian society. So now let us discuss about the welfare schemes related to scheduled castes in India. According to the census reports, scheduled caste population in India is around 16%. And historically speaking, large number of scheduled castes or scheduled caste population were subjected to social discrimination, social exclusion, exploitation, and marginalization. So, mainly because of social discrimination, social exclusion, and marginalization, majority of them are socially, economically, and politically backward. So, in order to bring them into the mainstream social life, Government of India has initiated constitutional measures, legislative measures, and also legal measures. The constitutional protections are provided for scheduled castes, like abolition of untouchability through Article 17 of Indian Constitution, and providing educational and employment opportunities through Article 46 of the Indian Constitution and through Article 330 of Indian Constitution. Political reservations are provided for scheduled castes and scheduled tribes. Seats are reserved in Lok Sabha and state legislative assemblies of all the states for scheduled castes and scheduled tribes. So now let us discuss what are the important initiatives of the Government of India for the social and economic empowerment of scheduled castes and what are its implications. Now, to begin with, what kind of initiatives have been made by the Government of India for the educational empowerment of scheduled castes? That now let us see. To provide quality education and to provide access to the school and higher education for scheduled caste and scheduled tribes, Government of India and the state governments are providing pre-metric and post-metric scholarships for scheduled castes and scheduled tribe children. Then the students who would like to pursue their higher education in top class educational institutions like a national level educational institutions like IITs, IIMs, All India Institute of Medical Sciences, like that, to pursue the education in top class educational institutions. The fellowships are provided, scholarships are provided for the children of scheduled castes and scheduled tribes. So, this kind of scholarship will help them to pursue the professional courses in top class educational institutions in the country. the National Fellowship for Scheduled Castes and Scheduled Tribes. This is basically to encourage the research culture among the students in general, and specifically to encourage the students belonging to scheduled castes and scheduled tribes to pursue the research programs like a PhD program in state and central universities and other national level research institutes. So through this, government of India is providing the national fellowships. Now we can call it as National Fellowship for Scheduled Castes and National Fellowship for Scheduled Tribes. So this is very much helpful for the scheduled caste and scheduled tribe students to pursue the PhD program or to get into the research field. Then National Overseas Scholarship. The students who got admission in international universities at abroad and who would like to pursue their professional courses or higher education courses in international universities at abroad, the selected candidates will be provided National Overseas Scholarship. That means the entire expenditure related to the tuition fee, then living expenses and travel expenses. For that, the financial support is provided by the government of India under this National Overseas Scholarship. And apart from that, free coaching is provided for scheduled castes and scheduled tribe students for all competitive examinations. Today, government of India has established in collaboration with the state governments and established the competitive examination coaching centers. And in all such kind of competitive examination coaching centers, free coaching is provided for all types of competitive examinations related to the central government jobs and state government jobs, including the banking sector, railways, and other public sector government jobs. Then this is about the uh, the schemes related to the educational empowerment of scheduled castes and scheduled tribes. Apart from that, government of India has initiated one flagship program known as Babu Jagjeevan Ram Chhatravas Yojana. In fact, this was an independent scheme earlier, but now this scheme has been merged with a broad scheme known as Pradhana Mantri Anusuchit Jati Abhyuday Yojana. This is the present government has initiated this scheme specifically for the social and economic upliftment of scheduled castes. That is Pradhana Mantri Anusuchit Jati Abhyuday Yojana. So now this Babu Jagjeevan Ram Chhatravas Yojana has been brought under the umbrella of Pradhana Mantri Anusuchit Jati Abhyuday Yojana. So the main objective of the Babu Jagjeevan Ram Chhatravas Yojana is for construction of hostels for scheduled caste students, is one of the means to enable and encourage children or students belonging to scheduled castes to attain quality education. I mean, especially students coming from the rural areas, they will be provided accommodation in hostels so that they can pursue their education in urban areas or in cities. So such hostels are immensely beneficial to the students hailing from rural and remote areas of the country. So under this scheme, financial support is provided to the educational institutions from school level to the university level, and by availing the funding under this scheme, hostel buildings are constructed for schools and colleges. And in such kind of hostels, accommodation is provided to the scheduled caste children. So this is, in fact, one of the most important scheme through which access to quality education can be provided for the scheduled caste children. Then so far, whatever the program, the schemes we have discussed, those schemes will be helpful for the educational empowerment of scheduled caste children. Now, Government of India has initiated another flagship program for the economic empowerment of the scheduled caste. That is Pradhana Mantri Dakshata or Kushalta Sampann Hitagrahi Yojana. This is called PM Daksh Yojana. Again, I am repeating this point. Pradhana Mantri Dakshata or Kushalta Sampann Hitagrahi Yojana. The main objective of the scheme is to increase the skill levels of the target youth by providing for long-term and short-term skills, followed by engagement in wage or self-employment. So that means basically the main objective of this scheme is to provide the skills for the youth, the target youth, and by providing the vocational skills or professional skills on a long-term basis or short-term basis would be helpful for them to get a wage employment or a self-employment. So in this context, I would like to add one point that nowadays, even most of the educated youth have acquired their qualifications. They have only theoretical knowledge, but they do not have the practical skills. So skill deficit among youth is one of the most important problem in Indian society. And more specifically, students coming from rural areas with a low economic background do not have the vocational skills or professional skills which are essential to get a job in the global job market. So therefore, the main objective of this scheme is to provide the professional skills for the scheduled caste youth so that they will be employable in the national level and global level job market, or even they can generate self-employment. So this will ultimately helpful for the economic empowerment of the scheduled caste. This is one important scheme. And another one, National Scheduled Caste Finance and Development Corporation. Government of India has set up under the Ministry of Finance two income generating activities of scheduled caste beneficiaries. And as far as this scheme is concerned, it is having, that means basically this National Scheduled Caste Finance and Development Corporation provide the financial support for income generating activities and more specifically for self-employment. The financial support is provided to the scheduled caste youth or scheduled caste persons whose annual family income is less than rupees 3 lakh per annum for both rural and urban areas. So this is one of the important condition to extend the benefit under this scheme. In fact, in India, we have a national level scheduled caste finance and development corporation, and in almost all the states, most of the states, they also have the state level scheduled caste finance and development corporation. So through this state level scheduled caste finance and development corporation, the beneficiaries are identified and they will be provided financial support for self-employment or for any income generating activity. So this is the main objective of this scheme. The National Scheduled Caste Finance and Development Corporation assists the target group by way of refinancing loans, skill training, entrepreneurship development programs, and providing marketing support through state channelizing agencies like RRBs, public sector banks, and other institutions. So, as I said, the National Scheduled Caste Finance and Development Corporation is mainly meant for the for providing the financial assistance to the uh, target beneficiaries belonging to scheduled castes, and especially for self-employment. Then another scheme is National Safai Karmacharis Finance and Development Corporation. It is another corporation under the ministry, which is Ministry of Finance, which provides credit facilities to beneficiaries among Safai Karmacharis, manual scavengers, and their dependents for income generating activities for socio-economic development through state channelizing agencies. So here again, the through this corporation, through the National Safai Karmacharis Finance and Development Corporation, financial support or credit facilities provided to the Safai Karmacharis, manual scavengers, and their dependents. So, this is helpful for the economic empowerment of this Safai Karmacharis, or we can say sanitation workers, both in rural and urban areas. Another scheme is Scheme of Assistance to Scheduled Caste Development Corporations. Scheme of Assistance to Scheduled Caste Development Corporations. Share capital contribution is released to the state scheduled caste development corporations under a centrally sponsored scheme in the ratio of 49 is to 51 between central government and state governments. So, as I said, there are two types of corporations, one at national level, that is National Scheduled Caste Finance uh, and Development Corporation. Then at state level, there is a state level Scheduled Caste Finance and Development Corporations. So, for which the share capital is provided by the ministry to all the state level scheduled caste development corporations in the ratio of 49 is to 51. That means 49% share capital is provided by central government and 51% has to be bear by the state governments. So there are in total 27 such state level corporations. There are in total 27 such state level corporations which are working for the economic development of scheduled castes. And as I said earlier, the financial support is provided by the National Scheduled Caste Finance and Development Corporation through the state level scheduled caste development corporations. So the beneficiary is identified at state level by the state level scheduled caste finance and development corporations. The state level scheduled caste development corporations finance the employment oriented schemes covering diverse areas of economic activities, which include agriculture and allied activities, including minor irrigation, small scale industries, transport, trade, and service sector. So that means the financial support is provided to the identified beneficiaries related to these four fields. Then, apart from this, there is another scheme called Self Employment Scheme for Rehabilitation of Manual Scavengers. The objective of the scheme is to rehabilitate the manual scavengers and their dependents in alternative occupations. So today, manual scavenging is completely prohibited, strictly prohibited by the government of India. So therefore, in order to rehabilitate all the manual scavengers, financial support is provided to those families and their dependents to uh, get livelihood opportunity in alternate occupations. So this is one scheme, and another scheme is called Credit Enhancement Guarantee Scheme for Scheduled Castes. Credit Enhancement Guarantee Scheme for Scheduled Castes. The objective of this scheme is to provide credit guarantee facility to young and startup entrepreneurs belonging to scheduled castes who aspire to be part of neo middle class category, with an objective to encourage entrepreneurship in the lower strata of the society, resulting into job creation besides creating confidence in scheduled castes. This is again very important scheme. Let me repeat this point. Under this scheme, namely Credit Enhancement Guarantee Scheme for Scheduled Castes, the financial support is provided to the young and startup entrepreneurs specifically belonging to the scheduled castes for their economic empowerment. So this scheme will motivate and support the scheduled caste youth, especially the educated scheduled caste youth, to establish their own startups. They can emerge as entrepreneurs so that the confidence can be created among them that they can create the jobs for others. So not only they are economically empowered, they can also help others to create the jobs. So in the course of time, they can contribute for the economic empowerment of the weaker sections in the society. So this is the advantage with this scheme. Then another one is special central assistance to scheduled caste sub-plan. This again very important scheme. This is special central assistance to scheduled caste sub-plan. This sub-scheme now it is merged under the Pradhana Mantri Anusuchit Jati Abhyuday Yojana. As I told you, this special central assistance to scheduled caste sub-plan and the Babu Jagjeevan Ram Chhatravas Yojana and such kind of programs are all brought under one umbrella known as Pradhana Mantri Anusuchit Jati Abhyuday Yojana. So this scheme provides financial support to the state governments and union territory administrations as an additive to their scheduled caste sub-plan. So here I would like to add certain points with regard to the scheduled caste sub-plan. What is meant by scheduled caste sub-plan? Simply, according to this scheduled caste sub-plan, this is called SC sub-plan, and same kind of scheme is also there for scheduled tribes. That is called scheduled tribe sub-plan. So according to this SC sub-plan or ST sub-plan, in all the ministries which are related to the development activities must allocate special budget in proportion to the scheduled caste and scheduled tribe population. That means whatever the budgetary allocations are made by central government and also the state government for economic development. So in that budget, 16% of the budget must be spent for scheduled castes. Similarly, around 8.6% of the budget must be spent for scheduled tribes. That means providing a due share for scheduled castes and also scheduled tribes in all developmental activities. So that means this will help for the social and economic empowerment. We can say social, economic, and educational empowerment of the scheduled castes and scheduled tribes. That is actually called SC subplan and ST subplan. Then, as I told you, now the present government is implementing Pradhana Mantri Anusuchit Jati Abhyuday Yojana. It is a merger of three centrally sponsored schemes, namely Pradhana Mantri Adi Adarsh Gram Yojana, special central assistance to scheduled caste subplan. Just now I have discussed about SC subplan and Babu Jagjeevan Ram Chhatravas Yojana. These three schemes are brought under one umbrella known as Pradhana Mantri Anusuchit Jati Abhyuday Yojana. So, under this scheme, these three sub schemes are implemented, like Pradhana Mantri Adarsh Gram Yojana, then special central assistance to scheduled caste subplan, and Babu Jagjeevan Ram Chhatravas Yojana. The main objective is to reduce poverty of the scheduled caste communities by generation of additional employment opportunities through skill development, income generating schemes, and other initiatives. So again, I would like to tell you that the main objective of this scheme is to provide the financial support and to create infrastructure and also to provide the educational facilities and employment opportunities to the youth belonging to scheduled castes and scheduled tribes, scheduled castes under this scheme. So therefore, by implementing this scheme effectively, first thing, to reduce poverty among the scheduled castes, that is one objective, and poverty can be reduced by providing employment opportunities, and employment opportunities can be generated for longer period through skill development and income generating schemes. So ultimately, this particular scheme will be helpful for the economic empowerment of the scheduled castes. So these are the important welfare schemes being implemented by the government of India through different state governments. So now, from the examination point of view, we need to discuss what are the implications of the implementation of this scheme. Yes, there are certain social and economic implications of all these schemes because of the effective implementation of the schemes related to providing scholarships, then improving the infrastructure facilities in the schools, and establishing or constructing the hostels for scheduled caste children. So that will have an educational implication. That means large number of children belonging to scheduled castes can continue their education. They can pursue higher education. They can also pursue the professional courses, especially in the top class educational institutions at national level. And they can also pursue the certain higher level courses in international universities at abroad. So this will be helpful for the educational empowerment of the scheduled caste youth. So that means if you look at the progress of these schemes, because of these schemes, millions of scheduled caste children were benefited. They were able to pursue school education as well as higher education, and so that they are able to achieve the good positions in government sector, public sector, or private sector. So that means by having access to quality education and by completing their courses by availing these scholarships and making use of the hostel facilities. Many scheduled caste youth have got very good jobs in the job market, both in government as well as the private sector. So, this is one social implication. And secondly, because of this Pradhana Mantri Anusuchit Jati Abhyuday Yojana, large number of scheduled caste youth are economically empowered. Under this scheme, financial support is provided for the scheduled caste youth for self-employment, for skill development. And because of that, these schemes, especially those who have got support, financial support from the National Scheduled Caste Finance and Development Corporation, they are able to emerge as the entrepreneurs. Many scheduled caste youth have established certain startups, small scale industries. So, like that, there is so much of change in the socio-economic status of scheduled castes. Today, large number of educated people from scheduled castes are actively participating in social, economic, and political life of the society, and they are able to improve their quality of life, and they are contributing for national development. All these are advantages, all these are the social and economic implications of these welfare schemes. So these are certain important points with regard to the welfare schemes related to scheduled castes. And in another lecture, I will discuss the welfare schemes meant for scheduled tribes in India. Thank you.